Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I wish him all the luck.
Well, we got Charles Beresford here. Charles, great to have you here on the show.
Hi, nice. Thank you for having me here.
Best hair in the business. My
Yeah.
God,
Oh, God.
your hair is
Yeah.
amazing.
You're having a good hair life, Charles.
But thank
A
you
good
very
hair
much.
life,
A good hair day, you
absolutely.
think?
No, good
well,
hair
my dad
life.
was bald when he was my age.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So you took after your mom?
I hope so, yeah. I did, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we got to know you a little bit because we were hanging out a week or two ago. But is it the founder and CEO of Foods of the Earth?
Yes, that's my company.
Okay. And,
Foods of the Earth.
And you're living in Canada now, but
I've been here almost 27 years, but I go back a lot to South America because of business, yeah.
yeah.
So you're from?
Lima, Peru.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And you grew up in the agricultural university?
See,
there?
my dad was one of the founders of the Agrarian University in Peru, so we had a house right at the grounds of the university. So I grew up with the agribusiness, yeah.
Yeah.
And, and music, yeah.
And you're still in the agribusiness?
I'm still in the
sense, right?
agribusiness, yeah.
So,
yeah.
no, we got... there's so much to talk about when it comes to food. I mean, somebody mentioned to me that, remember that movie, The Graduate? Right?
Absolutely.
Plastics,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, that was in the 60s. Now people are saying, I'm hearing it from a lot of people, that if you want to get into a business today that's got a lot of potential, it's the local food, to be in local food business.
Absolutely, yeah.
And do you want to talk about that a little
Sure, well, absolutely. The best food for people is the one that's grown locally, because that's what nature's made for that particular place.
Yes.
Like the whole microbiotic theory, if you know about microbiotic diets, is eaten locally. And of course that's being encouraged because that way you don't pollute the environment with all the transportation.
Yes. Yes. That makes sense.
And you know, it's a way of people getting more in touch with nature too, right? Like I was in Cuba for working about a year and a half on an agricultural project for a Canadian company. One thing that fascinated me about the Cubans is that every city has a self-sufficient agriculture system where they grow organic produce, right? And everybody's involved in agriculture. And you know, like most of the schools in Cuba are in the middle of an agricultural ground.
So the kids are out growing the food.
I was blown away by that because I was driving, because you know, through my project I went to many farms, and I used to see these buildings in the middle of the farms and said, what's that? That's a school. Like
That's
every
amazing.
child in Cuba knows how to farm. That's the way they're raised. So the whole consciousness is to be self-sufficient. They had no choice. They had to become self-sufficient there, right? And organic. But that's something that we have to learn a lot, because we're growing a lot, right? As a city. The main cities of the world, but if you look at the way the city started, it all started with somebody getting to a place next to a river, next to a place where they can have agriculture, right? And what saddens me sometimes about Toronto is, I love the city, but as the city grows, all these farms are disappearing. And they're being replaced by beautiful neighborhoods, of course, and supermarkets.
Yes.
But we have forgotten how to be in touch with what's essential, which is the earth, right?
Yeah.
We're still essentially an agricultural society, whether we like it or not. We cannot eat our money, we cannot eat our computers, we cannot eat any of the services. We still need the food to eat, right?
But I have to tell you, I would not know how to grow something to save my life. Yeah, and I don't think I'm typical. It's true.
Yeah, but yeah.
Just plant a seed and watch it grow.
I have killed cactus plants.
Oh,
So,
probably watered it too much.
See, and too bad I'm a vegetarian, right?
which probably helps a
I've
lot.
been a vegetarian 40 years, right? So I promote what I believe in, right? Like I don't believe in eating bodies. I believe in eating the fruits.
So cannibalism is not for you.
Yeah, no, definitely not. It's bad karma to eat somebody, right? So an arm and leg were not meant to be eaten. They're just mechanical instruments, right? So I mean, for me, it's important that people can be aware of these essentials of life, like you're saying. What is the earth's role in our lives? It's what gave us life, right?
Yes. Yes.
It is the earth that's feeding us. It's the earth that's really giving the life to all of us. So
Well, you know, I have to, even though I don't know how to do any of that, it's not that it's by my culture in my background. I would love to have learned that. I would love to have learned how to be self-sufficient. I think a lot of people are in that, you know, are like that. I have an appreciation for that stuff, but I have actually, in some ways, a great appreciation because I have no clue how to do it. But I would love to have been given that opportunity.
it's not too late. You're still young.
Yeah, well,
No, it's never late for anybody. Like, you know, I was reading about the life of George Harrison, right, the other day. He considered himself a gardener first and then a musician.
oh, isn't that interesting?
That was incredible. He felt that he needed to
Good
be
for
in
him.
touch with the earth, with the
Yes.
ground, touch the earth. And that is what gave him the feelings about, you know, many of the songs he wrote, right?
Well, yes,
The
it
sun
does.
and the
It
earth.
brings
Here
out
comes the sun,
creativity.
right?
Yes, it does. It brings out
Right.
creativity too. It really,
Yeah.
you know, it really does.
And yeah, it's important because it's, for me, like I'm a musician too, right? And I've written these songs that's called Pachamama, which is the Inca language for Mother Earth, right? So coming from Peru, the Incas, for example, had a lot of respect for the earth. They call it the Mother Earth, and you know, and the sun. They were the main two gods, right? And every agricultural farm had a pyramid where they would honor the earth for giving them the fruits they were having, right? Everything revolved around agriculture. And I think at this point in age in our planet, we're starting to realize, like, look at what's happening right now. The weather in Toronto today is amazing, but in the 27 years that I've been in this city, I never experienced this kind of weather. We are pretty much almost in summer. you know.
Yes, yes.
Pretty much we'll be able to grow mangoes here. So there's an imbalance happening now in the planet. It's showing, you know, by the weather patterns that we're having.
Yes,
So
yes.
there's a lot of awareness that we have to get about the earth, right? How to respect it, how to deal with it, how to get back to this balance, right? I went to the Rome a couple of days ago, the museum, right, to see beautiful presentations they have there. But they had one about the animals, and there was a nice little quote there saying that there's always been extinction of species in the earth, but never at such accelerated rate like we have now, mainly caused by human beings. So we have to go back to basics to understand what life is all about, right? Like the gentleman before me, he was talking about the greed. Greed is what's taking us away from the real values of life. There is enough food in this planet to feed the whole human race 10 times over, right? But why aren't we doing that? Because of greed. People throw sometimes food to the ocean or they burn it because it's going to flood the market and lower the price.
Yes,
I can't
yes.
believe that we do that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we have excesses that we have to get into balance. We have to come in touch with our consciousness, right? Greed is what is killing us, right? And then the earth really teaches us what is valuable, right?
Is that what foods of the earth?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, foods of the earth is a redundant name because foods come from the earth, right? Agriculture, but it's foods made by the earth, not by the corporation, right? I mean, nothing against the good people that are making great food, but unfortunately, the earth knows how to make a tomato. The earth knows how to make a beautiful papaya. That's magic, isn't it magical?
Yes.
You plant this incredible seed. How can you? You know, I cannot fathom sometimes the beauty of the earth, the beautiful colors. Like I am the one that puts the fruit plate together at home. The color of the mango, the color of the avocado, the color of the papaya. It's just an incredible rainbow, super incredible energy, right? So, but now we're starting to tamper with it, with the GMOs and all of that.
Yes.
I mean, I have respect for the improvement of life, but we have to go in balance with nature, right? So for me, foods of the earth is, yes, I help the earth and the earth. It's a partnership. The earth produces it, and I spread it around for people, right? And I try to be fair with my, markup and whatever. For me, the main concern is to feed human beings. I agree with something that Rudolf Steiner, the famous Rudolf Steiner, the Austrian visionary that created the Waldorf schools, he's the one that started biodynamic farming. Agricultural farming was started by Rudolf Steiner, right? And his main concern was always about service. He said, while all these activities of human endeavor are focused on profits, on greed, there will never be service. We got to focus on the service itself, and the rewards come naturally. Like it's true what Christ said once, I'm not religious, but this is true. Seek thee the kingdom of heaven first, and everything will come to you. There's a magical law of nature that when you give, you receive. You do a good service, it'll come back to you. Right now, we have money as the essence of reward, but it's getting out of hand, right? What is the cost of a tomato? I'm not asking today the super, but what is the real cost of a tomato? It could be billions of dollars. How can you manufacture?
How can you
First of all,
measure
you need
that?
a planet that's got oxygen and soil, and those are expensive.
And those are expensive. That's a good point, Hugh, because are we going to start charging for the rays of the sun? Are we going to
Yes,
start charging for oxygen?
and for breathing, yes.
I heard they're going to privatize the sun.
Patented, maybe. Some
Let's patent
mad
the sun.
scientists. But they're trying to patent the tomatoes. They're trying to patent the potatoes. They're trying to patent the soya.
Yeah.
The GMO companies, right?
Yes, yes.
We're getting a little out of hand here. So nature is really reminding us. The earth is starting to react. This beautiful planet that gave us life, He gave you your life. We come from the earth and the sun and the elements, right? God created, or whatever energy beautiful, let's call it God. I'm not a religious person, but it's obvious that there's a great power that created all this, right? Give you the eyes, give you your head, your hair, whatever. Give us a face that we deserve, whatever. Look at my nose. Anyways, this is the point. There's a power, right, that is generating life, that creating life, right? And we have to work with it, not try to tamper with it, right? The earth is that being that gave us the life, has its own awareness. I talk to the earth, I walk on the earth, I feel it. It's a living organism, has its own immune system. So we have to be prepared, because the immune system of the earth is ready to do its job pretty soon. Look at all the reactions that we're getting, the floodings, the tsunamis, the earthquakes. It wants to go back to balance, right? Not even the dinosaurs that were here, over 250 million, have created the havoc that we have created in 50,000 years? So we got to get back to basics. That's the idea. Hello.
Yeah, here, just look at that, Charles.
Too much energy.
So the foods of
These are just jumping around here.
this is because he's too excited.
It's a lot of energy.
So excited.
This feels good. This is green color. I really like this.
It's
What's
not
St. Patrick's Day?
It's actually the CN Tower.
I'm Charles
behind us,
Patrick, by the way.
It's actually St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So yes, I am
St.
wearing
Pat's,
a green
yeah.
shirt.
Good, excellent.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, my second name's Patrick, so there you go.
Oh, there you go.
I have
Perfect timing.
Irish, English, Scottish. What else do we have? Peruvian, Inca, Spanish, and Italian. So a whole bunch of the world is here.
You know, that book, The Celestine Prophecies.
Yeah.
It's all about following. And they went down to Peru, right,
Yes,
in the
yes,
book,
yeah.
and it's all about following the synchronicities. And
Yes.
Charles, I just gotta say, I used to live on Beresford Avenue. in
There you
Toronto.
go.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
A
So did
wonderful.
I.
Weird.
Yeah, that's a relative.
So did I.
What?
I did.
Look at that. So there's a camera with Beresford here today.
Oh my God!
comes to the
Did you
word-
used to live on Beresford Avenue?
Yeah.
Wow. There's a Beresford in Yang too. So
Oh
there's a
my
couple of
God.
streets with our name.
Okay, I want to ask you this.
I didn't
for
live with
Charles.
him.
Oh, okay.
I would have known that, probably. Okay, it's 2012, Charles. It seems like we're doing all this stuff, like all this genetic modification,
Yep.
Monsanto, you just name it. Not to mention
A lot of energy here.
not to mention the political
hold it.
situation,
So, in other words, what does he think is going to happen in 2012? I knew there is a cup on the floor that Hugh just knocked over as well.
Okay, so it's like
set
we got
is
all
coming
this,
apart
we
as
got
we
all this
speak.
stuff, Charles, going on. Are we going to be able to rise above it all, or are we going to hit the wall? Are we going to? Is it all over?
Well, it's a very interesting topic, right? Because there's a lot of different theories. I even have a guy that sends me emails every day if I already bought my 2012 rescue package, right?
Yeah.
That guy's making a fortune with it. Anyways,
That's an
greed.
industry.
Anyway,
Yes.
But
yes.
okay, this is the thing. What do I feel personally in my own intuition in connection with the earth? I think we are evolving. Changes have always happened in the earth. I was looking at the Rome, how the continents have shifted over the millions of years. it keeps happening, and the Earth does it when it deems it's convenient for it to rearrange itself. We're going through major shifts. We have to. There's no, it's inevitable. So yeah, there's more geophysical changes that are going to happen that are going to affect our way of doing things for sure. So we can be more in synchronicity and in balance with planet Earth. That's a fact. We have to be more in synchronicity with the planet, respecting, like Steiner said, the laws that govern the universe, so we can live in harmony with them, right? So yes, this 2012, look at the weather. Have you ever been in this kind of weather? Like again, 27 years in Toronto, I never felt this weather before in my life.
Yeah.
Have you? Do you remember?
No.
Not my generation.
Not this good this soon.
It's great.
Yeah, it is great.
But it's like, somebody was telling me last night, it was warm last night. I said, oh, something's up, something's coming. And it's true. So, we're out of balance. We have to go back to balance.
But, I heard that they're talking about a potential pole shift, and that the Inuit in Greenland saw the sunrise 2 days early this year. Maybe somebody else did a calculation based on that, and that we are actually like about 80 miles further south, according to the new polls, where it's at now, than we were, say, even a couple of years ago.
Well, for sure, they say when the earthquake in Chile happened and in Japan, the earth pole shifted. But again, it's happened before. So it isn't like, this big cosmic prediction. It's a reality that the poles will shift again.
So
this used to be tropical,
so
right?
is this natural? Is this a natural evolutional cycle?
It is a totally natural evolutionary cycle, which happened before. And again, the Earth does it when it's good for its balance, right? So it shifts things around. I mean, we're causing a lot of havoc as human beings, all these wars and all these big guys that think they control the world. I mean, God bless our, good people in the government, like the gentleman before me was saying. It's great that there's people with good intentions, but unfortunately, everybody's focusing on something. Greed, money, profit, right?
Yeah.
We have to forget about all that
stuff. Got to
stuff.
change the financial system.
Exactly.
I think that is the root. If we can change that, then we can start to reward people for better behavior.
Exactly. And what I always say is this. Right now, our system is like a train that has an incredible, unstoppable momentum.
Yeah.
It's like you're born into this world and people tell you, run. And you say, why? Like I went to a shrink for a whole year, right? And he ended up freaking out with me. He said, I think you're beyond my capacity of dealing with you. I was 17.
That's a great compliment.
I started questioning life, saying, why do we have to do this? Or why do I have to go to university and study this and do that? And of course, I was a hippie. I had my hair down to here, so I was questioning life. But this life is like this. They tell you, run. And say, why? Shut up and keep running. Don't question
Don't ask why.
This is the way to go.
Yeah.
So, and if you question it, you're weird, right?
Yeah.
So this is my advice. This train is unstoppable. Get out of it while you have time. And tell other people to get out of it too.
Now, do you think time is running out, Charles?
It's running out.
Okay.
And that's why the Occupy movement, maybe it's not super organized, but the intention is the one. People are fed up with the system. Right? There's a few on the top that are controlling the ones on the bottom. It's a real pyramid system, and it's going to fall. Talking about pyramids being illegal, of course this system is illegal where it counts in human law, to me, in my law, in my books. So like me, there's millions now that are questioning, hey, this is not working. So let's get out of the train, let it go. It's going to go and fall down the cliff. It is already. Economies are collapsing. The whole planetary, ecological system is having problems. So let's get out of it and do something different. That's my invitation to the whole humanity. That's my message through my work in agriculture and my music, right? Because that's my other side. I mean, I'm a musician first, and then an agricultural person.
Okay.
Well, we're going to get a chance to see, actually, a video of your Pachamama song.
The song called Pachamama. This is a message from the earth that I feel that I have channeled.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was talking to the Peruvian commercial attaché who invited you both to the Peruvian cocktail the other day. He heard the song, right? We were at the party, and he said, Charlie, this is a message from the earth. I hadn't told him anything. And the earth is lamenting. He got the message of that song. So this song has a message for transformation, right, for human beings. Music reaches beyond intellect, right?
Yes.
Goes to your heart.
Yes.
And the essence of the song is the heartbeat of the earth. beating, right? And the music is the message. So it's written for the earth. Like most of my songs are written for the earth, right? And the feelings of human beings.
Well, we're going to hear the song right now, or watch the video. And Charles, we got to get you back, because I feel we've just scratched the surface. But I also want to say, just stay tuned, because we're going to continue this conversation. Jacob Keary-Moreland is here from the Occupy movement. Occupy Gardens for World Peace. This is about Occupy and agriculture.
Beautiful. I just want to say one thing before we go, real quick, if you don't mind. I just learned a few months ago, and this is a message for everybody, okay? More than 47% of our foods in the supermarket are now GMO, okay? All due respect to the good people that are trying to make food better, but we don't know what the consequences are.
That's
yet.
right. That's because they have not
I
done
was eating
testing.
one of the products. I had to stop because my colon started bleeding. That's the truth. So I stopped, and it stopped. So I had an allergic reaction. There's an epidemic of allergic reactions to food growing around the world. So let us not tamper with nature. The only way to avoid these days eating GMO food is eating organic, right? Or from countries like Peru that have banned GMO, or other countries around the world that have banned the GMOs, but their governments are requiring the suppliers to label the food as GMO. We don't have such law in Canada because we're producers of GMO. There's a movement that has started in British Columbia where thousands of people in Canada are signing up to petition the government to start enforcing the labeling regulations so people can know what the hell they're eating. That's a right we all have. That's a message I want to give here today.
And one thing I do know to add to that, when you're buying produce, if every piece of produce has a code on it. Okay, if it says 9, if the first digit is 9, it's organic. If it's 4, it is pesticide. It's not organic, so it's pesticides and herbicides. If it's 3, it's GMO. So that's one thing we can
GMOs are supposed to have the code 8 before the PLU number, but nobody uses it, okay? So if you want more information, you can go to my website. It's www.foodsoftheearth.com.
foodsoftheearth.com.
And I can help people with when it comes to food. And there's some beautiful songs in that website too. I feed people's bodies and minds, and I feed people's hearts with the music.
Okay. Charles, thanks for
beautiful.
coming in.
Thank you so much.
You guys are super.
You have a beautiful nose.
Great energy.
You have a beautiful nose.
Thank you very much. It's the second time I heard. My wife told me to. I have to learn how to love.
It doesn't need any powder.
It's a nose of news, according to a guy that does personology.
Okay, so here's the song, the video, Pachamama. Thanks, Charles. We'll get you back. We'll continue this again.
My pleasure. The video is from Prince Charles Foundation for the deforestation of the earth. Right, so we've included my song. So good for Prince Charles. He's doing a lot of good work that way.
Awesome.
Okay, great. And then we're going to come back with Jacob, Occupy Gardens for World Peace, here on ThatChannel.com.